On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 11 pipers piping, 10 moths a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 red hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
And the 11th day of Christmas brings me Hawkeye. Sorry it's a bit delayed on this episode, considering I just needed some time to let the season finales sink in, but here we go, Hawkeye. So, it seems strange I'm reviewing an MCU film, MCU TV series as the 11th day, but since it's set in Christmas, why not? I mean, I reviewed Iron Man 3 last year, so I guess it sort of does make sense. So, Hawkeye was going to be interesting. I mean, I'm glad that we're getting something that centers around Clint Barton, but I was quite surprised that we get a show. But in the end, better than nothing, I guess. So what is, and you know, the fact he's training his protege, Kate Bishop, did get me interested, and you know, but I think it was more the fact that it took a while for us to get any concrete information regarding the series until probably the Investors Day meeting stream last year from Disney. But in the meantime, what do I think of it? Well, I really enjoyed it. So why don't we get over the story? So Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, is in New York City with his family a year after the events of Endgame. But he's clearly suffering guilt over the death of Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, from Endgame, and you know is just determined to live his life in retirement and not have to worry about any problems. But eventually, he discovers a figure from his past masquerading as the Renner, the secret identity that he took on when he was during the 5 years between the 5 year gap of the snap and the blip when he was massacring criminals. Turns out the person masquerading him is Kate Bishop, who idolizes Hawkeye and is trained to become a world professional archer herself. She has the suit because she found it was getting sold off at an underground auction that her stepfather supposedly was involved in. Well, her soon-to-be stepfather. Unsure what was going on, and knowing that the potential criminals will try and go after the Ronin, knowing that he massacred their members, Clint decides to watch over Kate and protect her from upcoming threats of the Mafia and around New York City, all in the hope to sort this mess out so he can get back home for Christmas. So in terms of the plot premise, it's formulaic. Let's just say, I think I like the premise a lot, but there are formulaic moments in this. I'm not going to go too into it till maybe a little bit later, but you know, it's not really in the end, the premise works for what it is, and what helps a lot is the chemistry between all the characters. I mean, every character works off each other very well, and the interactions, as more get joined in this triangle, you know, end up working out so well. And the actors all do an incredible job. In particular, Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld. Renner does really good here as Clint Barton, but the scene still is Haley Steinfeld. I remember when I first saw her when I heard her voice in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I kind of thought, I always liked her as Gwen Stacy. Now she's won me over again with Kate Bishop, so props to Haley Steinfeld. Hope one day we maybe, I don't know, can see if maybe we'll see her interact with Spider-Man one day, Tom Holland. Yeah, that'll be cool. So as I said, the performances are great. Another one I also want to throw in, Florence Pugh returning as Yelena Belova. For the episode she appears in, she does a great job, and you know, amazing job from her. Really hope we see more of her. I love the new characters introduced. I mean, as I said, I like Kate Bishop, but the one I love most is Maya Lopez, aka Echo, who's going to get a spin-off series in the near future. Not only is she a very interesting threat that Barton has to face, and she has to communicate with sign language. She is she's really, really complex, and I like her. I really am looking forward to the spin-off when it eventually comes out. I also was impressed with how well the show subverted my expectations and bringing in faces that, you know, we were hoping to see, but, you know, it kind of seemed like a bit of a pipe dream, you know. So I was really happy with how they incorporated it. And, you know, surprising us with many different plot points in that. And then there's the fictional Rogers the musical. I mean, we only see one song of it, but just think of an Hamilton-inspired play based on Steve Rogers, and you can pretty much guess how funny it could be. So yeah, that's great. Although I will state with this, while I like the series overall, I was not a big fan of those first 2 episodes. I mean, I don't know, I just didn't like it because it just seemed like I know the story and I know what they're saying, you know, everything like that. I mean, the scenes with Steinfeld, with Kate Bishop and her family, isn't really appealing to me. Thankfully, we have the moments with Barton, with his family. It's a little bit better, but you know, I feel like it could have been better those first 2 episodes. And well, I'm not gonna now in terms of the main villain. I mean, Lopez and Belova are threats, but they're not the main threat. And while there is a major villain in the shadows, which I'm not going to reveal in case you haven't seen it, the main person who is responsible for the major plot thread that Hawkeye and Bishop are trying to solve, and is the person who sent Yelena Belova into this whole thing, into this whole plot. I'm not going to tell who it is, and while I can understand a bit with why she did what she did, I don't know, I just feel like there could have been a bit more explanation, including a scene where Kate confronts between her and Kate. I'm not going to explain how, but I just feel like I would have liked a bit more when Kate actually stops her. When Kate stops this person, I would like a bit more explanation because, yeah, I'm just saying. But in the meantime, I thought Hawkeye was a really good series. Really strong work, and you know, it's going to be a while before we get another Disney Plus show with that's going to be focusing on. Well, I'm not sure when the next Disney Plus Marvel show will be. I mean, so I think the next one will be Moon Knight, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Moon Knight. But we'll just have to wait and see when it comes out. But, you know, at the very least we know the next film is Multiverse of Madness. So, can't wait for that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10 stars. Sorry, I was losing my tongue there. So, what will be the final Christmas review this year? Well, staying with Disney. So that's all I'm going to say. But in the meantime, Mouse Reviews is out, and I'll see you for my next review. Ciao.